It's Wednesday, and yesterday we read together in our Zoom, and today's reading video is actually follows along what happened on Monday. What do you see? It's called Whacked on Friday. Again, there's alliteration. This author really pulls out a lot of those tricks, right? Remember Fosdike and the Five Fantastic Foxes? Hard to say the whole time, and almost the whole book was F stuff. Well, this is Whacked on Friday. So let's see what happens with him today. This will be interesting. It's Friday, and as I walk to school, I realize that I am just about worn out from behaving so well. Yeah, really behaving can be exhausting, huh? I can last one more day. However, and then, yahoo! But it takes me only a few minutes at school to realize that all the grown-ups at Oak Glen are now on alert for trouble between Jared and me. I guess the word gets around. Miss Sanchez's word anyway, or maybe my dad's. Who knows? Our principal is greeting kids on the front steps of school as usual. He is very tall, and he has a beard, and you can see him from far away. So it is usually easy to avoid him, but not today. Morning, El Rey, he calls out in a booming voice over the heads of the hurrying kids, and I freeze on the second step from the top. He wades through the kids until he reaches my side. How's every little thing, he asks me. Little. Is he making fun of me because I'm so short? I don't think so, but I'm really not sure. So, kids, is he making fun of him? No. Now El Rey's getting a little bit paranoid, right? Every little thing is fine, I say, looking way up at him. I'm never growing a beard, that's for sure. He probably has to shampoo it and then maybe even use a blow dryer on it. And what about when he eats? Do potato chip crumbs get caught in all that hair? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just checking in, the principal says, scanning me up and down again with his eyes to make sure I'm really okay. Okay, bye, I say. The principal narrows his eyes to give me a searching look and then turns to say, morning, to some other lucky kid. Even that, just saying they're lucky, he doesn't feel they're lucky when that happens, right? Yeah, sorry. So let's just take a look. This is his vision of the principal shampooing and blow drying his beard, and there's the chips. That's adorable, right? I wonder. And I climb the last step and prepare to get whacked on Friday, but maybe I won't get whacked, I think, allowing myself hope. Hope's awesome, isn't it, kids? Maybe grown-ups being on the alert will save me for this one last day at least. And after that, who cares? You told, Jared whispers, jamming me up against the Be Careful, Walk, Don't Run poster with bumblebees on it in the hallway. Did not, I tell him, even though his chunky arm with orange freckles on it is pressing hard against my chest. Did too, Jared mutters, scowling. The principal said hi to me this morning in a weird way. I didn't tell, I said. Miss Sanchez guessed, I guess. But I didn't say anything to her or to my parents either. Hello, boys, the office lady says as she walks by holding a mug of steaming hot coffee. She pauses. Is everything okay? She asks, looking at me, not Jared. Everything's fine, I tell her. See? I whisper to Jared when she finally walks away. I never told anyone, and you're mad at me for no reason. I do, too, have a reason, and you know it, Jared says to me. I do not know it, I say, as the kids bounce around. As the kids bounce around us like bumper cars at the county fair. Think about bumper cars. We don't have them at a county fair, but on the boardwalk and how they bounce all around. So that's how the kids are passing by them like nothing's happening. Again, the author uses different words to give you a visual. That's awesome. I never did anything bad to you. In fact, I try to ignore you every chance I get. I'd be doing it now, too, if I could. Jared leans in with his green eyes shining. Well, what about the time you made me look stupid in front of Heather Patton? He asks, as if this will prove once and for all how right he is to keep coming after me. What time I made you look stupid, I ask. What I'm really thinking is that he doesn't need any help from me to look stupid in front of anyone, but I decide not to say this because I'm pretty sure it would only make our troubles worse. Right before Christmas, he says, getting mad all over again just thinking about it. You drew that stupid picture of me, and then you passed it all around, and she saw it. It was right before my birthday, too, and it kind of hurt my feelings. This last part about hurting his feelings comes out in a mumble. Okay. First, one, Again, we know El Rey makes lists. By the way, it's a great way to compartmentalize things for yourself, to put them in your head. First, I barely even remember drawing that picture. It was so long ago. Second, it was a joke. Third, how was I supposed to know it was almost Jared's birthday? It's not like he invited me to his party or anything. And fourth, I am not a very good artist, so it probably didn't even look like Jared. And fifth, what does Jared care what Heather thinks? So let's go back to thinking about if people are mean for no reason. And most important of all, who knew Jared Matthews even had feelings? Heather Patton is the girl with the too tight ponytail, in case you've forgotten. The girl who hangs around Cynthia, the clean girl I was telling you about. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, I tell him, actually meaning it, but just a little. Shut up about my feelings, dude, he bellows, forgetting for a second to be quiet. He's so mad. What else can I say? I ask him, shrugging, even though my heart is pounding. Nothing, he says, easing off a little as he sees the principal coming towards us down the hall in this fast walk that grown-ups do when they don't want it to look silly by running. Okay then, I say in a hurry. I won't touch you during school today, tattletale El Rey, Jared whispers, but you better meet me at the Pennypacker Park right after school if you know what's good for you so I can beat you up. Only Jared could say something like this and think it makes sense, because why would someone know what's good for them and want to get beat up? But you know what? I think I'm going to do it. I'll go, and I'm going to fight back, because then the whole trouble between Jared Matthews and me will be over once and for all, and we can start living our normal lives again, whatever those lives were like. I can barely remember now. And even if someone catches us fighting, my dad can't yank Disneyland away from me, because the fight won't be in school. It's going to be after school. I will have kept my part in the bargain. Chapter 14, Eustace B. Pennypacker Memorial Park. I don't know who Eustace B. Pennypacker is or was, but he has a terrible park. It's mostly just boring green grass with clover and bees and a bunch of trees. You'd think he could have thrown in a playground while he was at it, but no. That is why, even though this park is only a block away from our school, kids hardly ever hang out there. It is probably also why Jared chose the park for our final fight. No one will see us, and no one will ever find out what happened that afternoon before El Rey Jakes went to Disneyland sore, but happy. No one except Jared's loyal friend and robot, Stanley Washington. Oops, I forgot about him. That's okay, though, because even if Stanley takes a swing at me, too, I'll be getting whomped so hard by Jared that I probably won't even notice. And at least I'll be fighting back. I'm sick of looking over my shoulder and washing my hands all the time. I've gone all day long without telling anyone what's going to happen because I am not a tattletale, no matter what Jared thinks. Also, it wouldn't do any good because this fight is between Jared and me. And Stanley, probably. But there's nothing I can do about that. Jared needs to get even with me because of Heather, crazy as it sounds, and I guess he thinks wailing on me will help. And if that's what it takes to end our one-sided feud, okay. I don't think that's very smart. All right. Hey, Jakes. So again, we have a little time break. Hey, Jakes. Hey, sweetie, Stanley yells, popping out from behind a far-off tree like some goofy, floppy-haired Jack-in-the-Box. He looks neither nervous or excited, and I can't tell which, and he keeps looking over his shoulder. Come over here, he says. I walk over to him as slowly as I can without going backward, because even though I want to get this fight over with, I'm not exactly looking forward to it. Who would be? Hey, Stanley, I say, nearing the tree. I am hoping that maybe Jared has decided to call the whole thing off, and Stanley is supposed to tell me. When sprung, Jared jumps down out of the tree like a big old stink bug landing on an ant, if that's what stink bugs do. And so there's his vision. So he was in a tree like when the Indians used to fight and hide in the trees and jump down. A sneak attack. That seems mean, doesn't it? Hey. And we go rolling across the grass. Pow, pow! Jared punches me in the side right where my poor skinny ribs are sticking out. I grab a hold of his shirt and try to get in a punch or two of my own. Thunk, thunk. My fist connects first with Jared's nose by accident, and then it sinks into his stomach, and Jared grunts. He is madder than ever now and a little bit surprised that I'm fighting back, judging by what I can see from the look on his face. I would hit him again, only I'd never get the chance because we're rolling around on the ground some more and all our arms are so busy and all of a sudden my mouth is full of Eustace B. Pennypacker Memorial grass and some of his dirt too. as Jared grinds my face into the lawn. Ooh, I say as trying to spit it out. No spitting, Stanley cries, as if he's a referee and this is supposed to be some kind of really fair fight. Yeah, right. I would explain that to them, that I'm not spitting, only I never get the chance. I'll teach you not to spit on me, Jared says, and he wrestles me onto my back and gets ready to spit in my face. In my face! Oh, spitting's so gross, kids. As if spitting on a person will teach that person not to spit. I would point out how messed up this is, only I don't even get the chance. There's a roaring sound in my ears, and I shut my eyes, especially in my mouth, and I get ready for the worst. Only the worst never happens. Instead, the roaring sound grows louder and louder, and I suddenly realize that it is kids. Kids and more kids, and they are swarming around us. Kevin McKinley, Corey Robinson, who's supposed to be at swim practice, Fiona McNutley, Emma McGraw, Heather Patton, who accidentally started the whole thing and doesn't even know it, and Annie Pat Masterson. There are other kids here, too, from different classes. I don't even know their names. How'd they even find out? Stanley. I just know it. And that's why I was looking over his shoulder. Maybe he's not so bad after all. Get off him, Jared, Kevin shouts, grabbing Jared by the neck of his sweaty red t-shirt. You're huge compared to El Rey. It's just not right, he yells, but Jared wriggles away. Big meanie, Emma says, aiming a kick or two towards Jared's shins, which I wish she wouldn't do, because how does that make me look? But Emma can't help herself. She is what my dad would call a hothead. He says it like it's a bad thing. Oh, poor Jared, Heather cries out to an excited group of kids. Look, his nose is bleeding. And those are the magic words, I guess, especially coming from her, because Jared suddenly lets me go. I scramble to my feet before he changes his mind. You bully, Heather says, whirling to face me. Why don't you pick on someone your own size, El Rey Jakes? Which is when everyone started to laugh, including Jared Matthews, luckily, and poof, just like that. Our fight is over. So we found out that Jared liked Heather, and it seems from Heather's actions that Heather likes Jared. Okay, so you have another attachment today. It's day 3 of reading, and your attachment is on there. And I'd like you, if you don't attach it, that's okay. You can read the question and write it in your notebook, however you want to do that. I'd like you to think about the problem, and I'd like you to think about how would you solve El Rey's problem. So tell me what El Rey's problem is. And then if you were El Rey, how would you have solved this problem? Okay? So we're thinking about problems and solutions. We can see he thinks having a fight is going to work to get Jared and Jared back together to ignore each other or whatever they were doing before. I don't think that's much usually of a good answer. So what would you have done? I wonder. Write it and explain why you would have done it to me. It's all on the paper. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Good job.